What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Eli, man, and we back. Look, I literally just woke up and I forgot that the embargo lifted for the YouTubers to be able to show us gameplay. And of course, the first person I wanted to watch is Laker fan. Laker fan telling us about is slashing back, and this is very important. I can't lie. So let's watch it. Let's go.
Today's video, we have the official dunk meter test of NBA 2K27. Now, I'm starting you guys off with some clips of these elite dunkers going at elite rim protectors, because let me tell you, you're going to see the rest of the video. This dunking is out of this world. It's unbelievable. However, I do want to show you that there is balance to this at the beginning of this, because I'm sure you're going to see in a lot of the people's videos dunks popping off, because a lot of the community day was smalls versus smalls. It was going to be people with high dunk ratings like Ja Morant going at someone like Anthony Edwards, where it's going to be a lot of in the paint collisions like this, where you have people with really bad interior defense being dunked on. So first and foremost, what I really want to say about the dunking is that I am ecstatic that something like this is a thing. Truly, we've gone multiple years in the past, I would say three, at least two of them, if not all three of them over the last 3 years, all the way back to 2K24, have been over where you as a small guard are safe from being contact dunked on as long as you're standing in the somewhat right spot. But nowadays, even if that's the case, if you don't have good interior defense, you are getting dunked on in 2K27. And I wanted to start off with those first two clips because it just so happens to be how the gameplay kind of set up, but also that I really wanted to show people like Donovan Clingan, who's like a really tall 7'2", 7'1" big. Same with Rudy Gobert, 7'1", obviously like the best rim protector in the league, other than maybe Embiid, but Gobert is low-key just built for rim protection, and that's about it. But long story short, you'll see more and more, clips of Ja Morant trying to go at Rudy Gobert, and it never ever works, bro. It truly just never works. So I will continue to get into the gameplay and stuff like that. But what I do want to show you guys real quick is I have a bullet point list right here that I want to go over just to give you a guide for what you're going to see in today's video. Not to mention, big shout out to D-Man for teaming up with me on this. He's truly one of the best slashers in this community, and I really wanted to reach out to him for an idea like this, where we would pair up together and just go head to head, basically. So at this community day, me and him are just going at it. He's using the T-Wolves, I'm using the Trailblazers. But as you will see in this as well, we're going to use multiple different teams, multiple different players. We're going to have stuff like LeBron and Zion going at it later. We have also two Giannis's, so we can test basically how good is Giannis as a slasher versus like the top level of defense you get out of Giannis as well, which is very respectful for that matter too. We have Wemby outstanding dunk test against himself as well. But yeah, Giannis with the Euro spin hop gathers and stuff like that, trying to get some vibe checks on that. But to start us off, it basically goes in this order. It's not going to be direct like that. I obviously don't have timestamps or anything like that either. It's a little bit more scattered, but as a generality, this is probably how you're going to see the video develop. Working out the kinks a little bit, trying to learn how to set up our test as well as possible, just make sure that we're actually getting like clean dunk on each other in animations and setting things up the way that I want to. Too far to the rim.
Ooh, excuse me, chat. I'm sorry.
And then like as a recovering defender where you're like trying to move forward and take position, if you will, to like cut them off as a dunker. And then also multiple different reps of like takeover, for instance, different varying levels of obviously paint defense capability. You will see a lot of us going like guard for guard, where we're going like Ja and Edwards like going head to head, basically dunking on each other. But again, we'll start mixing in better into defending players as we go as well. So, as you can see, takeover going crazy at some point is going to pop off for D-Man getting the takeover to light up with. And Edwards, guard versus mediocre bigs, so we sub in like the backup bigs of each of the teams and kind of just like some 6'9", 6'10" guy that's like kind of mid at interior defense. The type of stuff that low-key, if you're not too hip to it, you would probably make those types of builds if you're being completely honest. A lot of previous years, interior defense block, they've been completely disregarded over the last couple of years. And I'm glad that I think we're actually looking at a situation like this. Now, I don't know if people come complaining cry enough about the dunking, it probably will get nerfed potentially. But I'm here in today's video to show you guys that elite rim protectors, or let alone even just respectable rim protectors, are able to defend themselves against the really good slashers of the world. Even just Giannis, you actually did see my my notes right here, surprisingly in favor of the defense. The Giannis versus Giannis, I'd like to think he's a better dunker than interior defender, and he was still getting the job done in that regard as well. So, real quick, I do need a shout out to Ken. I need to get this out before I continue the video. I do appreciate them for bringing me out to the community day to get the early footage right here. This is obviously what you guys are seeing right now is the community day 2K27 footage of me and D-Man playing against each other on the same console. So, anyway, Gobert gets some reps of showing rim protectors aren't insane. I truly do think that this level of like interior defense or even block for that matter, it's truly going to be valuable. And I don't think you can combine with some garbage interior defending big game for bro. It's going to be on display in today's video. You will also see that there is proof it was on Superstar. I ended up changing it to Rookie on purpose, and we like kind of showed like look how ridiculous it was. It was the only time I got a dunk on Gobert was when we changed it to Rookie, and I got and one on it, and the free throw pops off.
Hey yo, what's going on with my light? Just blinking.
So yes, the difficulty changing at the menu did work. You couldn't change the difficulty in the game. It was really weird, but thankfully the difficulty did save based off what you put it on for the menu. So there's that. We have LeBron versus Zion, wing versus wing reps that we'll get as well. If you are in the paint, if you're like square below that cylinder, you are done. Dead zone is dead in this game. You cannot simply sit below the basket and consider yourself to be square in front of a dunker, and that stops them from getting a good meter. 26, 24, I hated that. It was really stupid, if you ask me, that you could be 5'7", come out here with like, 25 interior, 25 block, and as long as you're standing in a decent spot, as far as positioning goes, you're going to shrink the meter every single time. Stupid. I'm so glad, absolutely so glad that we are back to some realistic dunking gameplay where you can get poster dunks on people if they are mediocre to bad interior defenders. So, anyway, more mediocre but still capable contact dunkers coming at you.
Well, let me pause this for 1 second, bro. I'm trying to think because I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I'm really not gonna lie. Most people have some type of interior, but I get what he's saying. Like, there's a lot of small guards that say they're not putting interior, they putting minimum perimeter, a little steal, and they going super offensive heavy. I haven't met a point guard like that since 24. And that was like, in 24, that was only my like pro-am PG that had no defense. But my point guard that I played in the rec with, always, he had some defense and interior. I always usually go 60 interior, so I wonder if that's still going to be good. I wonder if 60 interior is still going to be good, but let's go.
If I had to guess, around like high 80s driving
dunk,
not like really low 90s, something like that. So it's not going to be the type of capability that you see out of things like, Giannis being 6'11", that matter too. 6'10", but also, obviously, Anthony Edwards and John Morant are like the most elite of elite dunkers, but are smaller guards. We want to get some variety here. So we get a couple like taller big wings, if you will, while also just getting like bigs like Ben Caro and Giannis into the mix. Basic dunkers, Luka and Hallie. I wanted to see like what open dunks look like with 70-ish ratings. So how often can you trigger them in traffic? What do the open dunk meters look like? If we were concerned about something like that, it was one of my concerns coming in, was that potentially, if they didn't have this balance correctly on open dunks, you might see like 70s to 75s. Like if the game were to be like how it was last year, and you try and meter dunk with 70 dunks, it's going to look awful, even on wide open. But it does look very respectable in this game for sure. So I must say, I think they did a really good job here. I know you're going to hear a lot of like disagreement on that like dunking is way too overpowered, and I'm not biased in all fairness, but obviously, I do stand on my opinion quite a bit here of just the fact that, like, I don't think a lot of the people you're going to be watching, other than, like, these interactions, including a lot of these interactions right here as well, are going to be going at situations like this. Someone like Ja Morant in level of interior defense trying to guard someone like Anthony Edwards level of interior offense, if you will, or just the dunking. I mean, like, truth be told, these two should never stop each other if you're looking at it from a ratings perspective. That's just kind of my take on it. So we will start mixing this up a little bit, like I showed you guys on the kind of notes section right there, how the flow of this video is going to go. So I appreciate if you guys are watching. This is going to be quite a bit longer of a video, but it's going to be my only video of the day. If you guys haven't seen what the embargo looks like, as far as what we're allowed to post.
Fall style on your budget. Find everything you need to celebrate and live your
I need to get YouTube Premium, huh?
Today is like
I'm doing reactions. I can't have this happening.
I should say. Playing out my team and then like Rucker Park and stuff like that. So me and D-Man decided to come do this test on the plane out right here in order to give us something to post on day one. It potentially could have been a better test in, like, let's say maybe the My Player Builder or like the My Court, if you will. Would have had to wait though until day 2 for that. I think I'm gonna prefer to do a lot of gameplay stuff as far as that goes. But we are here to break down so much of this, and I truly do think, even though it's not with quote-unquote contact dunking animations as a good example, this is still great footage for you guys to be able to see dunking interactions. Like, look at this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once again, LaMelo Ball is not the greatest interior defender ever, but even the level that you might see of interior defense of smaller guard or taller guards that have like around 60-something interior defense and like maybe 50-ish block, I would assume LaMelo Ball should be in that type of category. I mean, he is 6'6", 6'7", something like that. And as you can see, the contact dunk animation frees up Ja's meter so much on this, and it's honestly unbelievable. I can totally acknowledge, I do think that the meter dunk is looking quite overpowered. Do I think that's, I mean, it might be, you know, maybe they need to tone it down a little bit. But you won't hear me vouching for that. I mean, obviously, I'm biased. But, as you can see, like, you know, we got Denny right there trying to defend Andy Edwards on the drive. It's smaller than a lot of the previous ones have been showcasing. And Denny's like a taller wing as well.
Hold on.
Like, not nearly.
I want to pause this because he said it's a little bit overpowered. They should probably nerf it a little bit. I don't think they should nerf it at all. Do not nerf it. Because what happens is if it's playing out the way you say it's playing out, where guard on guard, you got to have interior. Now that makes us, as making our build, hey, everybody know, hey, you need at least 70 interior this year. With a little bit of block if you want to even have a chance, or you need 75 to have a chance. If you're a small guard, you got to do more rotating. So I like that. I do like that, man. I like that in a sense. Man. I wonder, and I was talking to the homeboys about this when they first said all dunks a meter. How's it going to look if you have no standing dunk, but you get in a standing dunk situation? He's obviously doing a lot of contacts as Laker fan. He's trying to see what the slashing looks like, and I appreciate that. But hopefully we can see some clips of some standing dunks with people with low standing dunk, like Ja.
As bad an interior defender as someone like Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards would be. Now, the interactions that I'm getting out of this is that vertical and stuff like that is not going to matter as far as like your paint defense. Obviously, something that Ja and Edwards both bring to the table is going to be elite vertical. You know, the ability to jump with the person that you're actually trying to defend. It would appear to me that obviously block rating and interior defense are going to matter a whole lot more in this regard. Now, I do want to mention this. Me and D-Man kind of both agree on this one. Splashing Takeover, I think it was called Airspace. Yeah, I believe that's definitely what it was. Airspace. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This might have to get nerfed. That is insane. Go full on into, who was that? I think it was the dude that used to play with the Spurs. He's like a taller wing, if you will, about 6'7" as well. Not like a great interior defender or anything like that, but still respectable. Once again, nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. Right here you can see Gobert slides over, completely just takes me out of the meter dunk right there. It's not just completely brain dead broken or anything like that. And like I said, you put rim protectors near this. It is very, very glaring. Now, you will see these are the free throws that I'm talking about right here. And I actually missed this one as well. Oh, and my bad. I don't know if I mentioned that. I am using the Trailblazers and D-Man's using the T-Wolves. Sorry, I might have made for a little bit less of a good watch right there. But anyway, you can see we're trying to get this set up. It's Solshin, that's the thing. Yeah, obviously. But as you can see, Splash Takeover, Airspace, holy moly, it is just, it's insane. If you're being completely honest.
I mean, okay. I think from what we're seeing and what I'm seeing from this video, because we don't have to watch this whole 55 video to get the gist of what's going on and how slashing is. I believe that slashing is good. I don't think they need to nerf it. If you're telling me rim protectors can get stunts, but people with no interior can't, that makes sense. It makes sense. I don't care. I don't care. It makes sense. The same way if I have a 99 3 ball and you have no perimeter, you can't guard me. I'm going to shoot over you. I have Legend Deadeye. You have no challenger. It makes sense. It makes sense. If I'm a center with no strength and no interior, and I'm guarding a post scoring center, and he has hella strength, hella post scoring, hella close shot, standing dunk, he's gonna put me in the rim. That's how it should be. I am so sick of just because something is a slightly overpowered in 2K, we have to nerf it to the ground. We have to stop that. We have to stop that thinking. Everything ain't gonna be perfect, bruh. And this is why, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, because Fortnite gave me that realization last season. Bro, some shit just gonna be OP, and it just is what it is. It's fun to use. It irritates you when it happens to you. Whatever. You can't balance everything in video games. It's impossible. If everything is balanced in a basketball video game, nobody will fucking play the shit. Nobody. If it was close to real life, nobody would play the shit, man. Alright. I'm going on a rant. I'm getting emotional. I just woke up, but the first thing I see from somebody is talking about a nerf when the game haven't even dropped. When people haven't even got their hands on it. It's like, dude. Laker fan. And I love Laker fans, so this is no shot at him. But it's like, don't put it into the dev's mind. Who cares? Unless you're telling me I can dunk it every single time without missing, or I can't dunk it other than that, let a little bit of OP-ness in. That means that your team needs a real big, meaning your pop out, your little 7-footer with the 93 ball and knowing barely an interior and it's barely blocked, he gonna have to go down. He gonna have to go get him an 85, 90 interior, 90 block. That's what it's looking like, and I'm happy for that. It begins to have roles. So now, if I have a shooting big that has maybe an 80, but he has super high interior and rebounding, he's gonna impact the game different than a super stretch big with a 90. It should be differences in that, and it should be checks and balances. I know if I make this type of big, I might not shoot the best, but my defense is going to be great, but I still can shoot. And if I make it like this, I can shoot lights out, I could dribble, I could be like a Wemby, essentially. But my interior is just not as high, so I like that, man. It's been 17 minutes, bro. Keeping going, but thank y'all, man, for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, man, and we out. Peace.